Oh, I see a red light. You guys should be on. Oh, let me make sure you're plugged in. Put this down without touching you. Uh-oh. Y'all see that? I killed the girl. My kickstand's still down. There we go. I'm leading the way today because Daddy, I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't got my BTS2 communication device on because I'm talking to you guys, so I can't hear him. Is he coming? Okay, we are in the big city. We're in the big state of Ohio. Our truck's back behind there. And I get to lead the way today. So that means we're going straight over there to the country. Because that's how I roll. What's he doing? He said I got to lead the way. Where's he going? Oh my goodness, you see him back there? Is he coming? Oh, there he comes. See that? We had to slow down and wait on Daddy. He is apparently lost. All making preemptive decisions that we're turning right when y'all know I'm just going straight to the country. I wonder what they're doing to this road. You see all the little, that's a pretty house. You see all the little stuff on it? We have no certain destination in mind today. We're just going. So it should be a nice leisurely day. We brought a couple Gatorades with us and we had some steak and eggs for breakfast before we came out. So we should be good to go. This road's actually kind of narrow, but we've never been down it. So, ooh, here's a truck. So, off we go. So, y'all, I have noticed a trend of motorcycle wrecks on my Facebook lately. And I am a brand new rider. The only person that I've rode with is that crackhead behind me, and you know, I cuss him and blame everything on him because that's what I do. But I do have some questions. So one of them, I live in the country, and when I was home last time, there was grass clippings all over the road. Now one of them, some of them are individuals that they could just go back out there and blow it right back off the road and it wouldn't be a big deal, but they don't. But one of them was like where I live, it's kind of like this, except weedier, and the big tractors for the county come, and it doesn't actually blow it anywhere. It kind of like does it underneath, and wherever it ends up, and half of it ends up on the road, and they just leave it there. So you have to watch that. So anyway, there was an article. A woman passed away. She was riding her own bike behind her husband. Now, I actually read two different articles. The first one said he slowed down for the grass clippings that were in the road, and that she didn't slow down. She ran into him and it killed her. Now, later, like the second day or whatever, when the television and stuff picked it up and they got more press about, you know, grass clippings being in the road and whatnot, they said that he slipped a little bit in the grass, went into her lane, and that she hit him and had a wreck, and she passed away. And someone I went to school with posted it about grass clippings and how it killed this lady and everything. Now, with that being said, yes, you're not supposed to leave grass clippings on the road and all that good stuff. However, as a rider, you should always be ready for anything. That guy behind me, he said he's went down one time, and he said a daggone rabbit ran out in front of him, and he couldn't miss it, got twisted up in his tire, and he went down. He was going slow, but I mean, anything could, rabbits, cats, dogs, deer, a piece of cardboard would make my little tire lose traction. So, I guess my question is, well, I said obviously the grass clippings shouldn't have been on the road. That's not what I'm saying. But if he slowed down or went into her lane a little bit or whatever, if I rear-ended you in my semi-truck, I would be considered at fault for following too closely. But when I see motorcycles riding in groups together, they ride really close. And I've seen poker runs going where, you know, there's a big, long group of bikes, and they're all just right on top of each other. Now, I mean, I guess maybe it's normal for them to be, I don't know, maybe not even 2 bike lengths apart. But to me, I don't know, I can see where that's if something happens to the guy in front of you, if a deer does run out, or somebody runs a stop sign, or, you know, somebody's chain flies off, or I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that could happen, obviously. Random stuff happens all the time. Then are you going to be able to respond, or are you just going to hit him? And then this week, a gentleman that I went to school with, he got life flighted. Now, I know I have said this before. There are plenty of people that drive motorcycles that don't have licenses. And I'm not even sure how that works with insurance and stuff, if they cover it, if you get in a wreck. But, oh, that's a curvy road down there. But anyway, there was a poker run going on. And the area where the poker run was going on, what that generally means is a bunch of guys get together, ride their bikes, and they stop at, it might be anywhere from a couple to 5 or 6 or more different bars. And most of them drink. It is what it is, you know. Most of them drink, and then they go on to the next bar or wherever and continue on for their benefit or poker run or whatever they're doing, right? So this was in, I don't know, it's a little ways away from my house, but it still involved people from the actual area I live. So this one individual decided in a group of 60, it said 50 to 60, so I'll just say 60 for ease. And this group of 60 bikes decides to pull out and pass. I have no idea why he did that. Apparently other people that I've seen online talking about it, like I said, because it's local, was like, why would you do that? You're not supposed to pass in a group ride and blah, blah, blah. But he did it, whatever. And he wasn't no young kid, you know. He was older. I don't know how experienced of a rider he was. But he pulled out and decided to pass. Well, for whatever reason, he had to get back into the group. Maybe a car's coming, I don't know, whatever it was. And when he went to get back into the group, he wrecked several of the other riders. And 2 of them, I believe it was 2 of them, had to be life flighted out and are in ICU now. And the individual that caused them to wreck, he wasn't even driving without a license. He was driving with a revoked license, which I'm assuming would probably means he has no insurance. So these individuals that he wrecked, I know a friend of mine, his mom was posting that he was self-employed, so he doesn't have any like short-term disability insurance or whatever, because there's a lot of oil and stuff where I'm at, so a lot of people work like oil fields or logging or different stuff like that, or even construction and stuff. So he's self-employed, so no short-term disability insurance or anything. Family don't know how they're going to buy groceries or anything else. And I'm guessing that all his medical bills and stuff, either his insurance might pick up some of them, or I don't even know how that goes, because normally the other guy's insurance would be responsible for it. But since the other guy doesn't have insurance, you know, you can say, oh, well, he can take him to court and sue him, but then you can't get blood from a turnip either. You know, this guy already don't have a license and insurance and whatever. What's the likelihood that he's, you know, working at some great big job making big bucks where you're going to get any amount of money from him anyway? So I don't know. What is the etiquette of riding with people? And what do you think about following distance? what do you guys think about following distance? I mean, I said I see people riding together, and for me personally, I think it's entirely too close. But I'll also be the first to admit I'm a new rider, and I talk to myself and tell myself to shift and do this and do that and whatever. And I don't know, maybe experienced riders don't do that, but I know from driving a truck, new drivers are more likely to have accidents that actually are less expensive, and experienced drivers are actually more likely to have more expensive, more catastrophic type accidents. And I don't know that it's not that the older drivers are bad, it's that they're not doing the little stuff. Like a newer driver is more likely to get the trailer stuck in a ditch because he's not watching his turn radius, or back into a dock wrong, or back into another truck or trailer or anything like that. Just small stuff that maybe more experienced drivers aren't necessarily in general going to do. So I said, I don't know. I mean, what is the etiquette on all that stuff? You know, I know that, you know, if anybody's riding in a group, you're just sort of stuck behind them as a solo rider. But then what about the group? And I know one lady was saying, well, I guess you need to go over the group rules and the poker run rules or whatever. Oh, can y'all see the turkeys? See it? See them? They're flying. Turkeys hardly ever fly. Rules before. But, I mean, I'm the person that I don't trust people, let alone when they're drinking or trying to show off or anything else. So I don't know. And how well do you have to trust people to go on these poker runs and whatnot with them? Because if they do wreck in front of you, I don't know. You know, from what I can see, you generally don't have enough following distance to respond and stop before you do hit the person in front of you. Where are we at? I don't know, but we're going to go this way. Today, look at that poor camper. It didn't even look that old. Today, he lives in there with his chickens. Today, we're out sightseeing. Listen to me, I'm just repeating myself. Today. I get so distracted. Squirrel over here. Squirrel, that's me. Let's see. Fincastle Baptist Church. Tears or prayers they reach up to God when we can't speak. We're just going to go straight here. Because we can. There's a van for sale. Oh, see the little grass here? It looks like it was yesterday's mowing. Ow! Oh, did y'all see that bug? I don't know if y'all can see it. When we get hit by bugs, a lot of times you can see them coming for you. But you can't do nothing about them. You just have to get hit and then cuss. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel! Get out of the way! Damn squirrel. I was just talking about squirrels. How funny is that? Let's see. We got a righty turn up here. See that squirrel? If I had not seen it, it's a road hazard. It's a road hazard anyway, because you never know which direction them things are going to go. They might turn around 17 times before they decide on a way. I gotta make sure my signal's off. Someone told me I leave my signal on too long. William Cheshire. Oh, dog. And I know I do. I'm always thinking about 17 other things besides turning my signal off. Now, if I'm behind him, I think I actually do just a little bit better if he leaves his signal on, because then I'm like, oh, turn your signal off, and then I look at mine and mine's on. But especially if I'm out front or anything, then I don't pay attention to it because, I don't know, I don't see his being on, I guess. It is cool down here. Oh, it's a leaf. So I don't think I think about it as much. Is that an underground house? Y'all see that? There's a little roof sticking out of the ground over there. Thanks for riding along. We'll see you later, guys.